Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to give you the final part to our TBR challenge update. Now, it's not the end of the year, it's still November, but this is the third update, and after this there is going to be a grand reveal live show in January. Keep an eye on Hannah and my channels both, because we haven't decided whose channel the live show is going to be on yet, but in that live show in January we'll be revealing, and we will also be simultaneously finding out who has won the TBR challenge. Now let me explain how the rest of the challenge is going to go before I give you an update on my numbers. So the rest of December, which is the last month, is where Hannah and I will not be knowing how well the other person is doing on the challenge. Up until now we've both been very candid, very clear. We've got our spreadsheet and we've been keeping track of our numbers, and I can see how well I'm doing, but at the same time I can see how well Hannah is doing and be like, oh, I need to read this much to catch up with her, or she is this far behind me. But it was Kaz's idea, Kaz from Cats at Camera, who left a comment saying, wouldn't it be fun if you didn't know how far along the other person was? And we were like, wow, brilliant idea. We are totally going to do that for the month of December. So in December we will be keeping track independently of our own progress, but we won't be putting it on the spreadsheet, and so neither of us will know each other's final numbers until that fateful live show in January. It just means that the suspense is up. We can do as much trickery and as much sabotage as we can possibly do in that final month. We'll not know what they are up against until it is too late. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. But without further ado, let me give you an update on my numbers. So as of this point in the year, my current score is at -97. My TBR has shrunk by 97 books. I am proud of that. I'm very glad that my TBR has been going down this year, just as this challenge was supposed to do so. But I've been hovering around this -97 mark for like 2 months or so, and so many times I dip over to -100 and then just fall back into the -97 mark. I'm a bit fed up with that because I could have been further ahead if I hauled in fewer books. But across this whole year so far, as of October 31st, I have read 179 books. 179 books. Now I don't know if I've actually read 179 or a couple more, because I've read some books where there's like 2 in one book, but it only counts as one book kicked off my TBR. But I want to tell you that my record of books read in a year has been beat by the end of October 31st. I have never read over 179 books in a year, and we still have 2 months of the year to go. So I think I've set my record for the most books read in a year, but I could burst it even further, which just blows my absolute mind. I have never read this much. This TBR challenge has done wonders for my reading. I've hauled in 229 books this year. 229 new books on my shelves. That is the number that shocked me the most. From counting my TBR, from doing how many books I've read, the one that shocked me the most is that in a single year I've hauled in 229 books, which does not count birthday gifts. I have no words. I know that I do buy myself books. I know that I do get review copies. I know I take books from people's unhauls, but 229 books is a little bit off the charts. No further comments. But as well as that, I've also unhauled 151 books this year, unread. So I don't even know how many books I've unhauled in total. I also unhaul books that I have read, but just for unread books I've unhauled 151 books, which is absolutely fantastic and amazing. It means I think largely those books came from the oldest ones on my TBR, so books that I just had no further interest in, but I've also been a DNFing fiend this year. For the first time in my life I've been DNFing books that I don't enjoy, left, right and centre, and of course I think it goes to show that it works, that DNFing really clearly does work, because I've broken the bounds for the number of books that I've read this year. And so maybe sometimes when I'm DNFing I feel like, oh, I've read 100 pages, that's 100 pages that I could have given to a book that I enjoyed, and how many books would I have read if all those pages that I read of a book I DNF'd were put together? I could have read so much more than 179 books. No, that's not the case. I probably would have read slower because I would have been dragging myself through books I didn't like. And so I've been able to read more because I've been DNFing and unhauling more. And that is what I call character growth, and so I'm very, very happy with these numbers. I know the hauling one is a little bit off the rockers and off the charts, but other than that, I am happy, because I don't want to also, one of my things was doing this TBR challenge, I didn't want to turn down opportunities for books that I think I would like to read just because I'm doing the challenge, and I think I found a happy balance by DNFing, reading a lot, and still being able to say yes to books I think I'm going to like. That said, I'm behind Hannah. I know that she is ahead of me. Let's hear from Hannah herself, what she has to say about that.
Hello Olivia and those watching Olivia's channel. My name's Hannah and I'm the other half of this challenge, if you didn't know. I don't know how you would get this far without knowing, but I thought I should say something. I am currently ahead of Olivia. And I'm not saying that as a brag or as a pride before the fall moment. I am genuinely amazed. How did this happen? I can only assume that Olivia has been receiving too many books from publishers, and that, or what a problem to have. Don't we all feel so sorry for Olivia? I am concerned moving into December that Olivia is going to overtake me. I am nervous, the fact that this is going to be the last catch up we do until the new year. And all I can say is, Olivia, I really like winning. I am so close. I am going to work so hard to keep that victory away from you. And I mean that in the most loving way possible. But if this is finally it, if this is where our friendship ends, because neither of us can be particularly nice victors, that's fine. I've had a great time. This has been a great challenge. I'm so proud of both of us. We're both in the negatives by like 100 books. We've done really well. Just someone will be better than the other. And that's just the way it is. And I think it's going to be me. So enjoy. I'm going to do my best. Slow and steady wins the race. And I'll see you in the new year.
Well, thanks for that, Hannah, but I just want to come back with a bit of a game plan, and if you want to hear what my game plan is, then you need to head over to Hannah's channel, because in my section where I speak to her in response, I talk about what my game plan is for November. I'm not telling her anything about what I'll be doing in December because that will be a surprise. I do think I can maybe pull it back, bring it back. I am a bit TBR challenge exhausted at this point in the year. It makes sense, it's towards the end of the year. I've also read in a huge amount this year, so I'm a bit reading exhausted, but I've got a last spout of energy in me. I don't like to lose, so I will do my very best. Stay tuned for January when those live show dates drop. But other than that, that's it for my TBR challenge update. Thank you for tagging along on this year-long journey with us. Please let me know in the comments section down below, how many books do you think you've hauled this year? And if you can't think of a number, what was your favourite book that you hauled in this year so far? Who do you think is going to win? Me or Hannah? Just tell me true. Who do you think is going to win? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior!